Welcome back, everyone, to Field 3 at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida for the 2020 NCCAA National Championships. We've got all kinds of competitions going on up and down the fields this week. And on our first day of competition, it brings us to the Division I Men's National Championship. Earlier today, the number 1 seed Bethel topped the number 9 seed Dallas Christian by a hefty margin, 13-0. And now, on the field here, Field 3, as well as Field 5 behind me, we will get two more matches between teams in the Division I Men's National Championship. On the field behind me will be the 3 seed Campbellsville and the 7 seed Dallas Baptist. Here we have the 2 seed Grace and the 8 seed Central Christian. We get the lineups for the lower seed first. That's number 8 Central Christian. Head coach Aaron Hoxie in his 9th season of competition has an interesting starting lineup. We expect lots of rotation through this starting lineup as well, but he is going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. At the top of things, Matias Nunez in the number 10 jersey. Nunez with 4 goals leading the team. He's one of 3 players with 4 goals on the year. So he will be leading the lines for Central Christian, the senior from Argentina. For the 2 seed, Grace College, the Lancers, they will be playing in an interesting 3-4-3 lineup. Marcelo Talamas, the leading scorer for this team, at least who is in the well, I lied to you. I would never do that on purpose. Tyler Bruckman is the leading scorer in the squad right now. Their overall leading scorer, Ulysses Miranda, not in the starting lineup for the moment. Talamas will be playing on the left. Bruckman will be playing through the middle. For the Lancers, they reached the finals of this competition last year and played in the stadium here at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex. They beat Campbellsville 1-0 in the semifinals and then reached the finals where they lost decisively to Mid-America Christian, although it was a good game. And Mid-America Christian scored a few late to seal the deal. Grace in the red and Central Christian in the gray with the yellow stripe as we are underway, 45 minutes to play. Lancers laying it down and holding possession. Down the right flank goes Keegan Shiflett, and it goes out of play. Ball up forward. Down goes Blake Burns of the Lancers. Burns hitting the deck. The goalkeeper, Sebastian Herrera, for Central Christian, has it secured. You hear the Central Christian players going easy, easy. They do not want to give possession away that easily. Lancers look to cycle the possession around the other way. Down here, Dan Allen, one of their 3 center backs, switches play back to David Koch on the left side. Koch charges forward, feeds it up for Talamas. There's Marcelo Talamas. He sends it back. TJ White on the ball. This is White's first game of the year, as he missed significant portion of the season. Comes here with the national championship. Wayward touch. This is stolen away by Central Christian's Drew Schrader. Schrader cutting in between 2 defenders and loses possession. Excellent recovery by Dan Allen, who had the heavy touch to give it away in the first place. The speed of Drew Schrader up this left flank, snatching that ball and turning on the afterburners. but good recovery by Grace College to shut that down. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just about 2.5 minutes into this game. It's a 2-seed versus an 8-seed. The Division I Men's National Championships. It's the first game of these two teams on our first day of play. There are 3 pools with 3 teams each. So that gives you 9 teams. You'll get the 3 group winners, and the second place team with the most points will advance to the semifinals. In fact, last year Grace College advanced as the highest ranked 2-seed, or second place team, thanks to goal differential. So goals important in this 3-pool setup. Ball in the middle, looking for Bruckman. Now it's down the left for Grace. Ball into the middle and headed over the bar for a goal kick. Bruckman sent that one over the top. First real chance of the game. If you don't count Drew Schrader's burst forward, he never got a shot off for Central Christian, but certainly gave the Lancers defense something to think about. But that, the first true effort on goal. Headed over the bar by Bruckman. It's a windy, overcast day here in Kissimmee, Florida, in the shadow of the Orlando International Airport. There is Central Christian. Attacking midfielder Hilaro Delphine. Now it's sent out wide to the right, Benjamin Barrera. And kept in play on the right side, Ismail Carducci. Looking for players in the middle. Schrader was in there, as was their striker, Matias Nunez. A very high energy start to this game. First 5 minutes gone by. Allen across to Koch. Play on the far side. Here's the Lancers throw, sent back. These 3 center backs know each other well. All familiar faces. Oh, another heavy touch by Allen. The shot by Schrader is stopped. First shot on target of the game falls to Drew Schrader. Dan Allen's had a couple of wayward touches that has allowed Schrader to pounce. The first one he couldn't get a shot off. That time he went for it first touch. And it was well stopped by Joe Bowles. In net for Grace College. Allen up into the middle, Burns. Shiflett back to Allen. Now up the right side, here's Burns again. Burns cutting into the middle, trying to get out of their own half. Good pressure by Central Christian. Excellent touch by TJ White. That was quality skill. Here's Bruckman and back to White. White's going to switch play all the way to the left for Cedric Brenneman. Ball just evades our field, Mike. Grace controlling. Up through the middle, that's Jules Pesalon. Pesalon maintaining possession still. Now finally loses out after he's swarmed by a pair of defenders. ball up the left. One's not what Grace College is looking for. Brenneman and Talamis up there doing work down the left. A 3-4-3 setup for Grace College. And that's important because they are essentially conceding midfield, or at least forcing a hefty amount of work on TJ White and Jules Pesalon, the two central midfielders, because pretty much everyone else is given duties out wide in the attack. So there's Pesalon. Bruckman can come back as he does here in midfield as well. But it's just going to be White and Pesalon in the middle for Grace College, and everything else is going to be filtered out to the left or the right. They are conceding that Pesalon and White may be overwhelmed numbers-wise in the middle. And that is likely here against Central Christian, given their formation, which is a 4-2-3-1. So that's 3 midfielders against 2 if you go numbers-wise. But you also get Nunez coming back. It's just a much more centrally located formation. So it will be interesting to see these two teams battling it out as Central Christian looks to build through the middle and Grace College focuses more on the wings. Snatched away for a moment by the Lancers. Here they have it again. Again, Schrader snatches it away thanks to his speed, but he's overwhelmed up in the front. Drew Schrader is laying it all out here on the field in the first 10 minutes. He's hit the nitrous a few times, and it's given this Lancers back line something to think about for sure. Sun beginning to set behind me here on field 5. Excuse me, field 3. Getting my numbers mixed up. Kyle Rush, our other broadcaster, is over on field 5. Excellent tackle to win the ball for Central Christian. Just given away down the right side. I believe that was Hilaro Delphine with the tackle in midfield. Gotta be careful with those two-footed slides, but it was pinpoint, right on the ball. Here comes Grace. Burns into the middle. Another excellent tackle by Central Christian. White down the right. They go down the flank again. Shiflett into the middle. Shiflett was looking for Talamis, who was pinching from the left. Here's White again against 2 defenders. He's going to see that a lot. Thanks to the reasons we talked about just a few minutes ago with this formation. He's got a lot of space here, though. Filters it out to the right. Shiflett. Back to Allen. We expected to see a lot of Grace possession here in this game, the 2 seed. Central Christian will just pick its spots. Here's Shiflett. One time tried to send in the cross, and it's over the top. Difficult ball for Shiflett to deal with. It was coming in from deep and bouncing. His best look at that was not to try to control it, but instead just to swing his foot at it and see if he could put it back into the mixer. Heavy press here by the Lancers. They're going to try and put the Tigers' back line under some significant pressure. Forces the boot down the right, looking for Nunez. Lights are coming on here at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex. That's the buzzing you hear in the background. The big light fixtures coming on to allow us to play through the night. We'll have some even later kicks as we go through the week. Nice slide here by Schrader, who's done a lot of work offensively and now coming back defensively. He's got some help in Eduardo Salamasso. That one did not evade our field mic. Clunk. Here come the Lancers. Burns Speed. Right foot over the head of Bruckman, who rose high to reach that one. Here's Talamas. He sends it back into Bruckman. Booted away. Last-ditch defending by Salmaso. This is a very high-energy, very high-quality game between these two teams so far. That one from White just a little off the mark. Central Christian can't get out of its own half, but it's not for a lack of trying. They've decided to go long ball here against this possession-heavy Lancers side. So far, it has not worked out. Bowles boots it far and deep. He was looking for Talamas down the left. He's got help on that left side from Brenneman. Here's White. White hounded by Delphine. Allen up to Burns. Burns is tackled. He gives chase. Hounding Salmaso. Nearly wins the ball back thanks to Shiflett. And now it's up to Allen. Allen thought about giving it to White, instead cycles it around the defense. Just under 15 minutes gone by. No score between the 2-seed Grace College and the 8-seed Central Christian. Division I Men's Soccer National Championship here with the NCCAA. Grace up the middle. Here's Bruckman. White collects the loose ball and cycles it back. The NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel, both internationally and domestically, by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. Chested down by Bruckman with authority, and it's marshaled out of play by the Tigers. Sebastian Herrera, the goalkeeper for Central Christian, filtered it short, and then it was booted long by the defense. Out of play to the Lancers. Central Christian just cannot get a foothold on this game. Not terribly unexpected, but still notable nonetheless. Sent long. Shiflett giving chase, and he's offside. The Lancers are really targeting the right side of this attack. Keegan Shiflett and Blake Burns have done the lion's share of the work in the attack. Shiflett, a fifth-year senior from Walkerton, Indiana. Very experienced player. Burns, on the other hand, a freshman. Either side backing down physically, that is for sure. Now set a long ball up the right. Bowles comes out to collect. That was very nearly a chance for Benjamin Barrera up that right flank. Actually, it looks like that was Schrader yet again. Schrader and Barrera have switched wings. Now it's Schrader on the right and Barrera on the left. Schrader in the number 14 jersey and Barrera wearing 13. Schrader's pace again, giving the Lancers defense some questions to ask. Here is Allen, thought about charging forward, in the end just has to send it back once again to David Koch. Smith, the All-American defender for Grace College. Allen, back across to Koch. Brenneman, back to Koch, who's charging forward, and he's fouled. Not often you see a center back fouled in that area. Just a bit of a miss by Hilaro Delphine. Bruckman up in the air and out of play, looking for Burns. Central still just trying to get out of its own area, cannot do so. Back to the Lancers. Sent back to Allen. Allen, excellent ball up for Shiflett. Shiflett touches back, defended by Barrera. He's looking for the run of Allen, and he can't control it. Dan Allen, showing some freshman moments, but still has quite the boot. He's from Newark, England. Number of English players here on this roster. For head coach Aaron Patrick, who is from the UK as well. Excellent step moving forward. David Koch again charges towards where he was fouled earlier. Now cycles it back. The Lancers here taking very few chances in possession so far. Here's White. Nice pass from Allen to get back past his first defender. Now a sliding stop by Carducci. And it comes back to Smith. Allen sends it forward, popped high in the air off the head of Salmaso. Salmaso has been everywhere defensively. Here he is, cutting it back to the goalkeeper, just sliding in front of Bruckman. White heads it back. .24 minutes remaining here in the first half, and the first corner of the game will be taken by Jules Pacelon. Pacelon has an option short. He decides to send it deep. Excellent header, saved! Wonderful save by Central Christian goalkeeper Sebastian Herrera. A header at the far post. I believe that was Dan Allen. So get another look. A wonderful corner towards the far post, and the header forced a good save out of Sebastian Herrera. Chance now for Central Christian yet again. Drew Schrader turns on the afterburners. He has been the lone bright spot in the attack for Central Christian so far. Every single time the ball heads down into that Lancers defense, he is giving chase, and a couple times has made something happen with it. Easy collection that time for Herrera, at least compared to his last save. Lancers save it on the far side and once again cycle it around the defense. Smith back to Allen. The Lancers racking up the pass count. Ball forward, no one there. Looked like Burns thought Bruckman would be a little further ahead than he was. A lot of communication between these two teams as well. That's the mark of good coaching. Here's Bruckman. Bruckman goes in hard. Pulled out of the tackle at the last second, though. Outside of the boot kick by the goalkeeper, Sebastian Herrera. That is not something you see terribly often. Burns. Burns sends it back for Shiflett. Shiflett cycles it to the defense. Good ball by Allen. Down goes a Lancers player, and they're going to play advantage. Surprise there. I think the foul probably would have been preferable to the Lancers having cycled it back. But they maintain possession either way. Allen to Burns. That combination has been worn out here on the right side of the pitch. Burns looking for options up into the middle more. Here's Bruckman coming back into midfield. Back to Bruckman. He's got time. He shakes a defender. Left foot. That's a hard challenge. Legal, though. Allen is moving further up. He's had opportunities to head forward as they wear out this right side. Now it's the left-sided center back who moves forward. Koch, just a little too long. Got a bit excited to make that run. 19 minutes to go in the first half, and the Lancers continue to ask questions of the Central Christian defense, but have, for all the possession they've had, have had very few clear-cut chances on goal. Really just the one big moment off the corner where Dan Allen forced a wonderful save by Sebastian Herrera on a header. Otherwise, Bruckman had a header as well, but he put it over the bar, and that's about it. Central Christian defense holding firm, playing physical. We get a number of changes, so we'll bring you these wholesale changes for Grace College. I can tell you that right in front of us, Shamar DeGanis has come in on the right side for Keegan Shiflett. That's the first one we've seen. Looks like Johnny Mora has also come into the game for Grace. He's on the far side. Might be a bit of a formational change as well. Looks like he came in for Bruckman, and now Talamas has taken over that central striker role. Yet another advantage played by the referee. The Lancers have had a ton of possession here in the middle third of the field, but have really struggled to get a foothold on the game in the final third. Central Christian has been fabulous in that final third, just blocking every attempt by the Lancers to get forward. Ball down the right side, a bit deep, but Drew Schrader giving chase. Schrader able to latch onto it. Here's the first attacking opportunity for the Tigers in a while. Nunez over the top, just too deep for Schrader, and there is Joe Bowles. Down the other end. Here's Brenneman. Brenneman with a chance, chips the goalkeeper. There it is. So for all the possession and passing that the Lancers have, it's a quick counter that breaks through. Cedric Brenneman snags the goal. Central Christian goes down one end and looks to counter. The goalkeeper gets it, and bing, bang, boom, the Lancers strike first. And head coach Aaron Hoxie for Central Christian is furious at how they've given up a goal there, and I understandably so. His team has been so solid in rejecting possession from Grace. Grace College has had a lot of passing, a lot of possession, and not a lot of chances up front, thanks to that stout defense in midfield for the Tigers. And to concede a goal over the top on a counterattack is certain to make coaches furious. So now it's on the Tigers to open up a little bit and look to grab another goal, although I would be shocked to see the Tigers change too much, as for the most part they've been playing well. The offside flag is up. They've been playing well and have had chances on the counter, as we just have saw there. Drew Schrader has been the go-to man now down the right flank. He started down the left and has swapped to the right for much of the last 20 minutes. 15 minutes to go here in the first half. It's 1-0 Lancers on top of the Tigers, thanks to a goal from Cedric Brenneman, a fantastic chipped goal. So in all of our discussion here about tactics and quick strikes and possession, did not give Cedric Brenneman enough credit for his poke over the top. Here's a hard foul. Referee may have a chat here. Conrad Perez, who got a bit of a hand motion from the referee. That's about it. The Lancers are setting the position for this free kick. Standing over it is the substitute Johnny Mora, and he's got help there as well. I believe that's Dan Allen over the ball. Hard to see from this angle. Surprised because Allen was a target last time on a set piece, as he worked a header off a corner. Struggling to actually see who that is on the far side. I know that is Johnny Mora here wearing the number 3 jersey. wherever it is here, the right foot. That's actually Marcelo Talamas. Pops high in the air, and a save by Sebastian Herrera. Questionable if that ball was going to go wide or find the inside of the post, but on the deflection, Herrera left no doubts and dove to save that. It looked like, from this angle, that ball probably would have skittered wide, but no nonsense from Sebastian Herrera. He did not want to guess as to where that ball was headed off the deflection. So here's Mora with the corner. Probably looks like he's going to take it short here to Brenneman. He does. Brenneman in to Zé Maria Goncalves, who I believe is into the game as a substitute. Right-footed effort. It's a weak one, and there's the goalkeeper. That is Goncalves, who is in the ball game now. Substitutes all over the field now for the Lancers as they continue to filter in. Also on the field, Corey Hamlin. Long distance effort, only parried by Herrera. Kept in by the Lancers and then blocked. Nice block by Barrera. It comes back to Deganis. Deganis again with the right foot. This time it gets through, but only to the waiting arms of Herrera. Eobami Odefade on the ball. Conrad Perez sent back to Herrera. Out wide left for Salmaso. Salmaso tips it over the top expertly to Barrera. Barrera up to Nunez. This is the longest sustained possession we've seen from Central Christian in quite a while. Eventually it does come back to the Lancers. Here is Hamlin, the substitute for Dan Allen. White. Jules Pesalon had made a run through the middle. And now we get some substitutions. One for the Lancers and two for the Tigers. We'll get you those in just a moment when we can make out who comes onto the field. Looks like Felipe Gruber is on for the Lancers. He's the lone substitute. On for Central Christian. Benjamin Barrera has come off, and Kobe Wilson is on the field. That's a foul to the Tigers. This one inside the center circle, so a long way to go to net. Booted by Tyler Hoxie. He was looking for the new man Wilson down the left. Here's Salmaso with the throw. Salmaso up the left. There's your other substitute for the Tigers. That's Juan Lopez, who is into the game. Deep into the middle, nobody there. hard pressure up from Salmaso. Lancers maintain possession. It's another substitution. Ulysses Miranda, the leading goal scorer, is onto the field. He leads the Lancers with 6 on the season, 14 points overall as he adds 2 assists to that total. White, Goncalves, ball bouncing around. Goncalves thought about a long-distance shot, but with the ball bobbling like that, he wasn't able to get one on. White, meandering run down the right side to Ganis. Deep boot, could not get under that one as he slipped on the delivery, and it goes over the top harmlessly. One 0 to Grace College. Heavy possession. It hasn't really worked in their favor, but the Lancers did get a goal on a counterattack following a counterattack. Miscommunication between Goncalves and DeGanis. And this comes to Central Christian. I think overall, Central Christian head coach Aaron Hoxie will be pleased with this first half with 6.5 to go, as long as they don't concede again. Overall, they've been quite solid in their own half. There have been very few chances up front for the Tigers, but it seems like that's how they expected things to go. However, the goal conceded on the counterattack will give him nightmares, as otherwise, should this end 1-0 at halftime, you'd have to think Aaron Hoxie would say, hey, we played well enough to keep this at 0-0. Here's Miranda to DeGanis, now to White. TJ White has been pulling the strings here in midfield. Head coach Aaron Patrick did say before the game to me that we could expect that to be the case. This is out for a corner. Safety first by the Central Christian defense. Corner number 3 for the Lancers. This one, the first one from the far side. Expect likely that Jules Pesalon is the corner taker. Actually, no, he's in the middle, so a different corner taker. Left-footed in-swinger, not high enough to get past the first man. Need a little bit more air under that corner to be a quality delivery. I believe that came in from Mora. Central Christian looking to play quick on the counter. This is deep up the right side. There's a substitute into the game for Central Christian. That's Leslie Fay. Fay checks back, trying to keep some possession. They're maintaining possession here in midfield. Manny Tadeo. Tadeo spins around one defender, threaded through. Here's a chance. The offside flag goes up on Fay. Excellent job by Manny Tadeo to spin around a defender and then thread that ball through. But Fay just a little quick on the trigger with his run. Deep down the right side, here's Shamar DeGanis. DeGanis lets it go out. We'll have another substitution. The Tigers bringing on one more replacement. Hilaro Delphine is going to come out. We'll bring you his replacement. That is Ricardo DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, a freshman from, as you probably guessed already, Italy. 3.5 to go here in the first half. The Lancers will likely be happy to send this one into halftime at 1-0, and I would think the Tigers would also probably be happy at 1-0. The Lancers get the lead they probably feel they deserve, and the Tigers will keep this from being any more serious of a deficit. At the moment, the 1-0 deficit, the way they're playing, they probably feel is recoverable. 2-0 would be difficult, given the heavy possessional advantage to the Lancers. Goncalves works a turnover. Here's Gruber. Gruber checking back, skips past the defender, and wins a throw down near the corner flag. 2.5 to go here in the first half. The clock becoming a central figure now as it ticks down towards the break. Hamlin to Gruber. Gruber into the middle. Goncalves. Left-footed effort. That one hops into the chest of Herrera. Herrera goes deep. He's been looking for speed once he gets the ball. As you can imagine, this Tigers team all about the counter to work efforts on goal. They've really had only one significant opportunity up front, but the pace, more specifically from Drew Schrader earlier in the first half, has been dangerous, no question about it. This Lancers team is well drilled about what to do when under pressure. DeGanis gets it to White. TJ White, a central figure, excellent outside of the right foot pass there with some curl. Deep right-footed effort is just off target. Jules Pesalon was looking for the far right-hand corner. Never had the dip that shot required. 1 minute to go. Now Sebastian Herrera will take his time. A very, very fun, interesting, and fascinating first half between the 2 seed and the 8 seed. Both teams playing at their style, at their pace. Both teams asserting what they want on this game. And both teams probably happy with how that's gone. If you're looking for which team is probably happier at the results of the intended tactics, I would think Central Christian would actually be the happier of the two teams, because for the most part, they've locked down this Lancers attack despite a heavy possessional advantage. However, that one counterattack goal from the Lancers proving to be the difference right now. With 13 seconds left, Joe Bowles swats it high into the air. What a first touch by Zé Maria Goncalves to settle that ball. 2 seconds, and that will do it here for the first half. A goal by Cedric Brenneman on the counter. The difference in this game, Grace College, the 2 seed, leads 1-0. A fascinating first half. We look forward to the next 45. We will bring you the Score International halftime stats as just before we get this thing underway for the second half. But stay tuned. We'll have the second 45 minutes between Grace College and Central Christian in just a little bit. I'm Kyle Bond. You're watching the NCCAA Network.
One-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
The NCCAA mission states, "We serve members by setting association standards, developing communications resources, providing regional and national competition, and partnering in outreach to our communities and the world. Bylaws, eligibility, statistics, and championships are all part of being an athletic association. Our services help propel intercollegiate athletics on and off campus. We intentionally place our student athletes and coaches in Christian service projects during championship events to answer the question, what would Christ do in these communities?
Our world's been rocked by fear and economic uncertainty, but Columbia International University is praying for you. We invite you to invest in yourself by enrolling in our #1 rated online programs. We promise you an affordable, high-quality education and a place of peace. Enroll today.
The NCCAA mission states, we are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ. Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives.
Campus will help me to get a job, get my master's, to prepare myself for the world.
It offers students a tremendous amount of opportunity to get real-world experience.
We see Christian students, non-Christian students. We see people from every walk of life.
It's such a good place to be.
It kind of reminds me of home. Your teachers actually look out for you here. You feel invited as soon as you walk in.
You're not going to find any better place to help students achieve what they want.
The NCCAA mission states, we are an association of Christ-centered collegiate institutions whose mission is to use athletic competition as an integral component of education, evangelism, and encouragement. The impact of the NCCAA has been felt for 50 years throughout the country and around the world. Encouraging mission trips is at the heart of this impact. We know short-term missions impacts everyone involved and changes the trajectory of lives. Sometimes it can affect the missionary as much or more than those being served. Our Sports Ministry Fund has supported more than 5,000 individuals via domestic and international missions. We exist not only to crown national champions, but to share the love of Christ wherever it is needed.
A one-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
Welcome back to our halftime coverage here on Field 3 at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex. The lights are in full effect. The sun has gone down. We are ready for an entertaining second half. Let's give you our SCORE International first half stats. You can see the shot count overwhelmingly in favor of Grace. That reflects their possessional advantage through the first half, but just one goal to show for it, and that came on the counterattack by Cedric Brenneman, who scored the game's only goal so far, a chipped effort over the head of the Tigers goalkeeper Sebastian Herrera. Otherwise, the stats do reflect the flow of the game, but not as dominating as you might think, given a 10-1 shot count. 3-0 on the corners, 6-1 on the saves. Herrera has been very good in goal. And then 3-2 in the fouls. So, all told, the Lancers, the 2 seed, have the 1-goal advantage. Only takes one to get you those 3 points. But certainly now the Tigers will have a plan to not only continue to lock down that Lancers attack, but also see if they can get themselves one back. I'm Kyle Bond. You're listening and watching here on the NCCAA Network. That's powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel, both internationally and domestically, by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. Second half coming up. Substitutes on the field for the Lancers. Looks like a number of them that were on the field in the first half have rejoined the action out of the break here. Underway. 45 minutes on the clock, 45 minutes for either the Lancers to extend their lead or the Tigers to potentially get one back and get level in this ball game. Maria Goncalves wearing the number 7 jersey. He's off the bench. And one of the numerous substitutes here for the Lancers in the first half. A switch of play here for Johnny Mora. Mora gives it up to Eobami Onifade, who they call Awe. As a professional broadcaster, of course, we ask how to pronounce all the difficult names, and I went up to the coaching staff and some of the players, and I said, hey, how do you pronounce this guy's name? And everybody said, we don't. We call him Awe. So I'll do the same. Certainly much easier, but also a little bit more colloquial. The Lancers cycling it back and forth along that stout defensive line. Smith gives it up, but gets it back. A nice charge by Kyle Smith. Nice pass through the middle. The Lancers turning the screw. Miranda has his effort in the middle blocked. And now the long boot once again for Drew Schrader. Schrader on the ball, feeds it through. Here's a chance. It's 1-1. It took less than 2 minutes for Central Christian to finally get the counterattack to deliver a final product. Matias Nunez, the striker, with the goal. The speed of Drew Schrader made it happen. An excellent effort by Matias Nunez, who finished calmly and cool through the middle off the back shoulder of the center back. A perfect pass from Schrader, and just like that, a left jab from the Tigers levels the score. The Lancers right now look like a team that have just been punched in the mouth. They dominated the entire first half. Only, I say only, because it felt like maybe on the basis of possession they could have had more. Only one goal to show for it, and now that has come back to haunt them. This gritty Central Christian team works itself a counterattack goal. You could tell that was the plan the whole way. Every long ball went the way of Drew Schrader, gave him space to run, and he latched onto one and put it in the back of the net. So we're knotted up at 1. Back to where we started. This game is level between the 2 seed and the 8 seed. Lancers try to grab one down the left via the long ball. That's another substitute into the game for the Lancers. Jordan Jayapuram is now on the field, that number 10 jersey. Another giveaway, Dangerous. That one way too far for Nunez. I mentioned earlier the 3-4-3 setup for the Lancers doesn't concede the midfield. That's not a good terminology because they're not just giving it up, but they certainly concede a weakness in the midfield, at least numerically. And what you're seeing here in the second half is the Tigers midfielders are able to fill spaces and step into the passing lanes. And that is causing problems for the Lancers as they try to move forward through the middle. This is a formation that is built for width. And whenever they try to go through the center, those passing lanes are clogged. And that's causing turnovers. And turnovers near midfield are exactly what this Tigers team is looking for. Down the left, Mora looking for Goncalves, and that's out of play. Smith not pressured by Nunez. Jayapuram. Now to the right for Corey Hamlin. Smith. Some red jerseys warming up on the sideline. We may see a few substitutes here in a little bit. Maybe some starters coming back into the game. Gruber. Ball into the middle. Here's Jayapuram. He gets his left foot to it. It gets into the middle. Chance just out of the reach. That was Ulysses Miranda, the leading goal scorer for the Lancers. Just could not stretch for that ball. Defended physically by the Tigers, but that was a half chance for Miranda if he could get a foot to that to just try and poke it into the back of the net. There was a slap of the hands from Sebastian Herrera in goal as he knew he may have gotten away with one there. That's been the story of this game, though, for the Lancers so far. Missed opportunities or a lack of opportunities despite controlling the pace of the game. Jayapuram steals it away. Here's White. White with a good pass up for Mora. Mora getting chased by a defender. He sends it up for Goncalves. Goncalves, left-footed delivery. It's an own goal. What an error at the back. The vicious cross from Zé Maria Goncalves causes an own goal. A very unlucky moment for the Tigers. And Grace College goes up 2-1. Comes off the foot of a defender after an absolute laser beam from Goncalves. And that results in an own goal. So just after Central Christian worked so hard for 47 minutes to find a way through, disaster at the back makes it 2-1. You would think there are more goals in this game, though, in either direction. I want to remind you the NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. Headed into the middle by the Lancers. Chance for Jayapuram. He can't get a shot off. Again, stepping into the passing lane and causing problems moving through for the Lancers. That was Ismail Carducci who deflected that pass. It did not result in possession for the Tigers, but that is exactly what they're looking for. Those balls through the middle, just no room for the Lancers through the center. Here's up the middle again. They have nowhere to go but back. Cycled across. That one left short and stolen away. Here comes Schrader. Now up the left. That's Nunez, and Nunez is offside. Flag goes up. 37 minutes to go. Plenty of time for this Central Christian team to get another goal back. But that doesn't mean the own goal doesn't hurt. Certainly feel a lot more comfortable as a Tigers team at 1-1 chasing a winner rather than trying to work for an equalizer. Here's an opportunity for the Lancers. White delivers it left. Gruber lets it go. Here's Mora. Mora goes back to Gruber. Gruber delivers it with the right foot. That's a switch of play. Goncalves. Goncalves. Bit of a setback, still maintains possession, and it goes out of play to Grace College. Goncalves again, left-footed delivery, pops high in the air, defended well. Ball bouncing off defenders and attackers left and right, bit of ping pong. And now once again they go to Schrader down the left. Drew Schrader has been the outlet for Central Christian in this game. Referee says the ball went out of play, and that will go to the Lancers. He is the guy. Whenever Central Christian gets the ball, they are booting it down that left flank. Incredibly speedy player. Nice dummy, fed through up the middle for Jayapuram, but he couldn't get on top of it. More of the same in this game. A lot of possession for Grace College, not a lot doing with it. You look at their goal haul, they all count the same. But for a team that possesses the ball so much, they've got an own goal and a counterattack goal. Not necessarily the way that head coach Aaron Patrick drew it up, but they will take them for sure. Left-footed delivery. There's Goncalves over his head. Lancers still maintain possession. Delivered in and out of play. Delivery from Jules Pacelon. And it's a goal kick. Substitutions for both sides. Off comes David Koch for the Lancers. And in his place is Flavio Cruz. So a change along the back line. A pair of replacements for Central Christian. Get you those as soon as we can snag them. Looks like Schrader has come off for now, so they'll need a new outlet. Kobe Wilson is on the field here on the near side on the right flank. And they've got a replacement down the left as well. Believe that may be Leslie Fay. It is. So Fay is in for Schrader. And Barrera is replaced by Kobe Wilson. Lancers with a chance. Goncalves' left-footed chip is miles into the air. Certainly not what he was looking for there. The quality in the final third for the Lancers certainly has left some to be desired. 32 minutes to go in the game. Grace College maintaining that 2-1 advantage. You would think if the Lancers can snag another goal, that would be about it. The Tigers have shown an ability to trouble this Grace College back line, but with the lack of possession, coming back from a 2-goal deficit would certainly give them trouble. Challenging is Wilson. They're going to go up the middle anyways. Jayapuram leaves it back for Cruz. Cruz now up the left. Gruber. Gruber does well to maintain possession. Gruber switches play. That is Pesalon. Pesalon whips an effort across the penalty area. Looked like that was probably a cross. Just unable to find a red jersey. A lot of the efforts and crosses have just been over the top. Stolen away, and here go the Tigers. Up the middle, here's Juan Lopez. Lopez, down goes a Lancer, but he slipped on the ball. Nice tackle. They say that the ball was received. Lopez did not agree. He was appealing to the referees, but they let play on. Goncalves up the middle. Here's Miranda. Down the right, back to Goncalves. He goes towards the corner flag. Half an hour to go. Miranda, hounded by gray jerseys. Goncalves, it's sent away. Right-footed boot into the box, now pops high in the air. Continually well defended by this Tigers back line. Overall, aside from one mistake in the counterattack and one unlucky own goal, this has been a solid performance from Central Christian, the 8th seed against the 2. And now here's a chance. Fay, with the left foot, sends it into the middle, and that is well too close to the goalkeeper, Joe Bowles, to be dangerous. Central Christian definitely missed the speed of Drew Schrader down the left flank that time, but Schrader right now on the sideline recharging the battery. Lancers up the right. This has been where they have made hay here in the second half. Zé Maria Goncalves has been a threat consistently. Fay shakes off a defender and wins a throw for the Tigers. Some temporary respite. Foul throw, and that will give it to the Lancers. I can tell you, I was once called for a foul throw in rec league, and it was not a fun moment. Some teammates had some words. I did not take throw-ins again. Across the back line here for the Lancers. Now up the right, where they have continued to be dangerous. A switch of play here to the left. Mora. Cutting inside. TJ White, who is such a calming presence there in midfield, although that is a wayward pass. A heavy touch sort of set him off kilter, and then trying to recover, sliced the pass out of play. White recovers possession, though, at least momentarily. It's out for a throw. This game is getting physical, but it has never gotten to the point of boiling over. Credit the players and the referees for keeping this game under wraps and allowing everyone to understand what is at stake here. Tigers backing down a defender. And now here a break for the Lancers. Jayapuram, good speed up the right. He feeds Goncalves, but Goncalves is hounded well by a defender. He's able to snatch onto the ball. Left-footed cross, nobody there, and defended well again by the Tigers. Grace just cannot find anybody in that attacking third or the penalty area, more specifically. This has been a center back clinic by Central Christian on how to defend against heavy pressure. Yes, there are two individual mistakes, and yes, they have been punished for both. But overall, on the body of work, this has been a very, very good defensive performance by Central Christian. And not just the center backs of Tyler Hoxie and Conrad Perez, but the fullbacks and wingers as well for help defending on the flanks, because that is where the Lancers have targeted as their areas of attack. And they have just had no space to deliver crosses or send passes through. It's been very, very well worked by Central Christian. Unfortunately, the two costly errors are what have them trailing 2-1. Here's Leslie Fay. Fay up the left with some help. He cuts into the middle. Left-footed cross deflects out for a corner. So the first corner of the game for Central Christian. This is a very important moment because you don't expect that the Tigers will get many more of these in the ball game. So they will certainly want to take their set piece as well. Short Kobe Wilson is trying to screen the goalkeeper. He is jumping up and down, doing what he can. Headed away. That was an excellent delivery right into the danger zone, but defended well by the Lancers. Fay around two defenders. Can he get around a third? Feeding his teammate. No movement from Juan Lopez, and that means it's a turnover. Ricardo DiVincenzo tracks back and tackles there, but it's kept by the Lancers. It goes out of play and actually will be a Tigers throw. The throw goes nowhere, looking for Fay, but just out of his reach. White with a man on his back, calming out to the right. 23 and a half minutes to go. Has to be said, the team that looks more likely to score at this point almost feels like Central Christian, despite the fact that they don't have terribly many opportunities. The Lancers have not had a ton up front either. Here's a left-footed cross into the box. Jayapuram can't control. Look out, some defensive pressure, and now a turnover. White sends it through the middle. There's nobody there. Here is Flavio Cruz. He goes into the middle as well. Here's Miranda. Miranda hounded defensively in an inadvertent but definite handball on Miranda as the ball popped up into his arm. And a turnover. Deep boot down the left for Fay. Headed away and controlled by the Lancers. Here's some space for Jaya Purim. He had a man on his back that hounded him on that pass, but he's still able to get it to Mora. Mora into the middle for White. A lot of space in front of White, but instead he picks the pass out. Goncalves. Goncalves looking for Jaya Purim, and it's rejected and will come to the Tigers. Again, nothing doing for the Lancers through the middle. Plenty of time left. Wayward pass forward, though, and Lopez can't control. Some substitutions. Bring you those here in a minute. I believe Michael Cooper is into the game for the Lancers. He is on that right flank. And here he is on the ball. Actually, I may have misidentified. No, that is Cedric Brenneman who is into the game. It's a 31, not a 21, on the opposite side of the field from where we are. Here's Leslie Fay. Chance for the Tigers. Can they draw level? Fay around the outside of a defender. Tried to find Kobe Wilson there in the middle, and it's another corner. Actually, no, it's going to be a throw. Referee says it's a throw down near the corner flag. Fay through two defenders, right-footed shot rejected. DiVincenzo stays with the Tigers. DiVincenzo goes to the outside. That's defended away and cleared. Another delivery to Wilson. And now the Tigers with a spell of possession. Perez sends it wide for Onifade. There's Lopez. Lopez is back to goal. Feeds it left. Lopez on the ground now. He gets up. DiVincenzo, the deep boot into the back line of the Lancers. Remind you that Central Christian College of the Bible is now offering the Master of Arts in Ministry Leadership at its Missouri and Kentucky campuses. This very affordable and distinctive program combines online career coaching and an on-campus course to enhance personal leadership skills and lead congregations towards health. Now is the time to advance your ministry. Find more at cccb.edu. Just over 19 minutes to go. Grace College leading Central Christian 2-1, the 2 seed on top of the 8 seed in a very tightly contested, very good game. This is what soccer purists like to call a chess match. A good tactical battle between two teams of opposite style. Here is Central Christian on the counter. Leslie Fay down that left side. That is where they go every single time. Fay guarded by Hamlin. Cuts to the inside. Chance now to shoot. Fay. It's deflected away and saved by the goalkeeper. Herrera was not able to collect that cleanly, but he made the stop. Fay was looking for the far right post with his right foot. There's another opportunity for the Tigers. They have created plenty here in the second half. They've scored one early to level it up at 1-1. The own goal is the difference right now in this game. Booted down the right. That far flank for both teams, it's the right for the Lancers and the left for the Tigers, has been busy here in the second half. A lot of action down on that side by the sidelines. Pass over the head of White, but good recovery by the back line. Unfortunately, it's not cleaned up. I was going to say not cleaned up very cleanly, but that's not exactly a descriptive sentence. It's not cleaned up very astutely, but it did the job nonetheless. Even when the ball is down here on the right defensive area, they're still looking to boot it up the far left side for either Drew Schrader or right now Leslie Fay. Lancers throw down their left. Substitution before we get that, though. Off goes Brenneman, which is interesting as he had just come on. On is Jules Pesalon. For Central Christian, off goes the striker Juan Lopez. And into the game now is Matias Nunez. Also coming in off the bench is Tyler Hoxie. Excuse me, not Tyler Hoxie. That's a 17, not a 12. Hoxie is already playing defense. That is Samuel Jamie. Jamie will take a place on the right flank. He replaces Kobe Wilson. Here is Jamie giving chase. Popped up over his head. Header now, here is Jamie. Jamie has help up the right in Carducci. There's Carducci, feeds the middle. It's rejected. He gives chase. Safety first, well cleared along the back line. That's Flavio Cruz with that clearance. And now the Lancers up front. Goncalves goes down the right. Back to Goncalves. He switches to his left. Leaves it for Jayapuram. Jayapuram through the center. Here's a shot off the post by Miranda. And it's put in. It's put in to make it 3-1. Marcelo Talamas, recently off the bench, bags the goal off the rebound after Ulysses Miranda hit the post. And that puts the Lancers up big, 3-1 with 15 minutes to go. Talamas off the bench, bags the rebound. A fantastic turn and shoot under pressure by Ulysses Miranda with venom. Clattered the post, and it fell right for Talamas, who snatches the chance. So the leading goal scorer for the team in Miranda missed his effort, but that allows Talamas to grab his second of the year. So now the Tigers have a lot of work to do, and with 14 and a half to go, it feels like they are going to have to come out of their shell and look to bag two. Mora feeds Talamas, but it's not there. 2:13 on the clock. Kyle Bond with you here on Field 3 at the Austin-Tindall Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida, for the NCCAA Men's Division I National Championship. We've got all the championships for soccer here this week. Men's Division I and II and Women's Division I and II. They're all crammed here into 1 week, one exciting week here at the Sports Complex. But we've got Division I action right now. The 2-seed Grace and the 8-seed Central Christian. It's 4-1. Ulysses Miranda slides it inside the far post, and that should wrap things up. 4-1. Grace College turning the screw now, moving forward. They are at their best, running at defenders, and that is what they did here. Miranda finishes it off with 12.5 to go. Not really a fair reflection of how Central Christian has played in this game. They put up a very significant fight, but with 12.5 to go, the deficit just seems too big. Well, we've ended up with 5 goals to choose from for the score of the game, which we will bring to you once the final whistle blows. So stay tuned for your score of the game. Goals from Marcelo Talamas, Cedric Brenneman, Ulysses Miranda, and Matias Nunez to choose from. Also throw the own goal in there as well. Can probably say that we will be ruling out the own goal as our score of the game. Is when the own goal is the only goal of a game, certainly that's in contention, but with 5 goals to choose from, we've had some beauties. Even talk about Central Christian's goal in this game by Matias Nunez was a solid effort. Just minutes after the halftime break. Go all the way back to the first goal of the game. Cedric Brenneman on the counter with a fabulous little chip over the head of Sebastian Herrera. That was a high-quality goal. And there may be more in this as well. Certainly Central Christian will not go down without a fight, as they've done throughout this game so far. Goal differential makes a big deal here as well, a big difference as well. So it's not just for pride's sake that Central Christian would work for more, or for that matter, Grace. Up the left, Blake Burns, a starter in this game, has switched sides. There's Miranda. Miranda holding possession with 3 defenders surrounding him. Here's Mora. Settles. 10.5 to go. Up to Pesalon, but his heavy touch gives it away. Cleared away. Dan Allen is back into the game. He's in the central center back spot of the 3-back line, replacing Kyle Smith. Jayapuram. Hamlin up the right. Goncalves, who's played this entire second half, coming up off the bench. It's getting windy here in Kissimmee, Florida. We expect that throughout the week. That's how it was last year. That's how it is here in Florida. A lot of wind, but otherwise excellent weather. We had a lot of rain last night, and that has soaked the fields decently well. but the fields are well constructed here at Austin-Tindall as they drain thanks to the fact that they are constructed higher than the rest of the complex. So where fans walk is significantly lower than the actual field area. Mora sends in a cross that's likely too deep. Actually, got a head to it there in the far post. Tigers looking for a response, see if they can build up a little bit of goal differential. .7:17 to go. Mora. Miranda, who's come back into midfield to hold up possession. There's Pesalon, back to Miranda. Jayapuram down the left for Mora. Burns sends it back. The Lancers know exactly how to milk this clock and still present as a dangerous option in front of goal. Down the right. Well worked to maintain possession and then sent back. Believe that's Keegan Shiflett back into the game, but it's hard to tell from here on the far side. Mora, left-footed boot. That is an excellent delivery and even better defending to clear it away. Well worked by Tyler Hoxie to deal with that fizzing cross. This experienced Grace College Lancers team, the 2 seed here in the Division I Men's National Championship. They've been here before. In fact, they were here last year and made the finals. Looking to do so again and off to a good start, leading 4-1 with under 5 minutes to go. Pesalon. Deep boot down the right. There's a foul. That is Michael Cooper. Not Shiflett, as I mentioned. Actually, it's not Cooper again. I continue to get these numbers mixed up down there on the far side, and twice I have said Michael Cooper. That is an 11, not a 21, so that is Diego Adachi down the right side, who is in for the Lancers. Apologies to Michael Cooper, who I have thought is on the field twice now, and both times I was mistaken. Also into the game for the Lancers is Famade Bamba in the middle of the field, the tall, lanky presence wearing number 16. Here he is on the ball. Saves it for Pesalon. Actually is called for a foul as he sends Matias Nunez to the deck. We have seen a flood of players for the Lancers through this game. Can get you a total here in a moment. "21 players have appeared in this game for the Lancers as far as we can tell. Fizzing effort on net. That is a solid free kick from a good distance out by Matias Nunez, but it just misses the top right corner. There's Bamba off the bench for the Lancers. He's got Mora here on the left. Instead, he settles it to Pesalon. They go deep down the right. Shot is blocked, and the next one is blocked. Cedric Brenneman sees it go out for a corner. Blake Burns bursting down that right side. And you know what? There was Brenneman as well. Yes, we do have a third time's the charm. We do have Michael Cooper into the game. I can confirm that is a 21. Here comes a corner for the Lancers. Settled back to Brenneman. They go short, and it goes out of play. That's a wasted corner with under a minute to go. So under 20 seconds to go, an excellent fight by the 8-seed Central Christian. And on another day, they may have been right in this one. Unfortunately, a few balls did not bounce their way, and the 2-seed Grace College took control, and they win this one 4-1. Goals from Cedric Brenneman, Ulysses Miranda, Marcelo Talamas, plus an own goal off Tyler Hoxie. Totaled it up to 4 for Grace College. Central Christian got one from Matias Nunez, but it just was not enough as we get our score of the game. Here at the final whistle, our score of the game is the third goal for Grace College. Marcelo Talamas. The shot hit the post from Ulysses Miranda. It was a quality effort on the turn and shoot, and Talamas was there to strike the rebound. That is your score of the game. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. That does it for our first day of action here on what proves to be a long, arduous, and exciting week of NCCAA Soccer National Championships. We are officially underway with the Division I men and the Division II women. Tomorrow, our schedule is as follows. On Field 1, Kyle Rush, the other broadcaster, will have for you a pair of Division I women's national championships in number 3 Campbellsville against number 7 South Carolina, and then number 1 Grace and number 6 Warner. Those games are at noon and 2:30. Then in the Division I men's, we have the 5-seed Carolina and the 8-seed Central Christian. And then at 7:30, Division II men's gets underway. Number 3 Pensacola Christian and number 5 Moody. Here on Field 4 with yours truly, starting at noon, Division I women, number 2 Dallas Baptist, who won big in their opener earlier today, will take on the 5-seed Bob Jones. Then a pair of Division I men's games, the number 6-seed Bethesda against the 9-seed Dallas Christian. That's at 2:30. And at 5 o'clock, number 4 Erskine against the 7-seed Dallas Baptist. And at 7:30, we are back to the Division II men's. So that is your look around the rest of the schedule tomorrow. Wednesday, we have 3 games. Thursday, we have 4 more. Wednesday we have 6 games, I should say. Thursday we have 7. Then Friday begins the semifinals for the Division I men's, and Saturday is all of our finals and third-place games. So that is your full schedule for the week. Please do join us. I'm Kyle Bond for Kyle Rush, for Brandon Gilmore and Elizabeth Chevry, and all of our production crew and NCCAA staff, for the Commissioner Ben Bellman. I'm Kyle Bond. Thanks so much for joining us, and be with us all week here in the NCCAA Men's and Women's Soccer National Championships